Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. And today we have got Detective Williams video. Hope y'all are gonna have a good new year. I have no plans for it. So right now my thing's gonna be just filming videos here for you guys. What do I plan to do new year? Tomorrow I'll do a video. Well, I might do it today after I film all my videos and explain what my plan is, what we got in store. I was hoping to do a Q&A for 1K and 1,000 subscribers. Nobody's commented a question, so I guess none of you have any, which is fine. But we're gonna get right into this. This is Detective Williams video, and this is when good Samaritans save the cops. We're gonna get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, subscribe button, comment your thing down below. Let's go. Oh, he's running. What the?
Police officers often encounter the craziest and most dangerous suspects there are, but what happens when the situation gets messy and their lives are in danger? Here are 7 of the most incredible times when civilians save the police.
You don't do that to a woman. Do you understand me? You don't do that to a woman.
Starting with a group of people who on September 10th, 2022, witnessed a traffic stop between 64-year-old David Kubek and 30-year-old police officer Stacy Wright. Right before the stop, David was going 57 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone when he...
My man is speeding immediately. My man is immediately speeding. My man, you up there 57 miles per hour, you need to be going that fast?
Was pulled over and immediately confronted by Officer Stacy. What happens next is absolutely shocking.
Hello. Officer, I will be police car. The reason why I'm stopping you is speed. 57 and a 35. You're going 57 and a 35, sir. You have your driver's license, proof of insurance. Why are you getting out of the car, sir?
I don't get my driver's license.
12 radio, this male just stepped out of the vehicle. Step over here now. Have a seat on the ground.
During the encounter, David ignores the officer's request for his license and then exits his vehicle, insisting that he needs to go to the back of the car to get his driver's license. However, as David's belligerent behavior continued, what started as a routine traffic stop quickly turned into something more serious, and the unexpected happened.
Have a seat.
I'm not sitting. I'm not sitting!
Back up! Back up!
I'm not sitting, mother.
We're getting physical. Put your hands behind your back.
I'm not.
I will tase you, sir. Touch the vehicle. Put your hands on the fucking vehicle now!
My man, you're 50-something years old. You know better than to put your hands on a woman. You know better than to fucking do that. I don't give a fuck that she's a cop. You don't put your hands on a woman. This got unnecessarily intense. This guy was angry or something. Because all she said was sit down on the curb. She got out of the vehicle, have to sit down on the curb so you can figure out what the hell why you're speeding and shit like that. And he is just angry and intense. Like he goes, I'm not sitting, and she doesn't even say that, and he just screams at him, I'm not sitting. It's very bizarre. Clearly he's got some anger issues, and clearly, luckily, some people here saw him putting his hands on a woman and went, nope, I'm getting involved. That'd be me if I saw this.
What the?
Radio semi unit. Roll over on your stomach now.
Knock it off, man. Knock it off now. Get your arm behind you.
Put your arm behind your back. Okay, get your cuffs. Get your cuffs. Get your cuffs.
Shut up.
All these people are playing around with this guy. They were playing around. They took him down. They're like, no, you're cooperating with this officer. You ain't putting your... Once they saw him put his hands on a woman, it fucking changes. I'm telling you, it changes the mood. Because most times with this police situation, they wouldn't have gotten involved until they saw him put his hands on it. And they're like, nope, you ain't playing with that shit.
You don't do that to a woman. Do you understand me? Pop or not, you don't do that to a woman.
Right, kid, get mine.
Take your time. Don't do that to a woman. All right, you guys raised you.
All right.
You're good up here.
Male's detained at this time. You can slide.
And they'll just break it. Can we do that?
After being joined by another officer, David was taken into custody and later charged with assault on an officer, resisting arrest, speeding, and failure to wear a seatbelt. But it's not just
the last one's unnecessary, but I get why you did it. You just wanted to get as many charges as you could. I don't think. I'm pretty sure that's like the least, the least of all the charges. The other thing could cause jail time and well. Yeah, I guess all three. The other three could cause shit. I don't think you get charged for not wearing a seatbelt. Maybe you can. I actually don't know the law, so maybe you can. I don't know. But that was insane. The very intensity of this is purely insanity.
these people who see attacking a cop as a stupid and annoying thing.
A lot of people, well, no. I feel like in this scenario it's only because there was a woman involved that they might have done it, but maybe I'm wrong. But usually that's most of the reason.
As you'll see in our next case, on July 24th, 2018, police officer Austin Williams responded to a Sam's Club in Provo, Utah for a welfare check on a man who was walking around and asking people for water. He then encountered 34-year-old Emiliano Medina and immediately confronted him.
Hey, somebody called and said they were worried about you, said you were asking for water or something? What? Are you doing okay? Sorry? Hey, don't touch me, dude. Come here, get on the ground.
Surprisingly, the man gestured with his hand as if holding a gun, directing it at his own head before attempting to grab the officer's gun. Despite the officer's
Okay, this is gonna be one of those cases where I'm gonna say something and comments are not gonna agree with me. Why did you need to detain him? This officer immediately went to detaining the guy. Maybe he probably thought it was better for his own sake to detain him because the guy was literally said he was gonna did this, did a motion of a gun to his head, then went to go grab the officer's gun. So probably that was the best. He thought that was the best choice. I don't know. Maybe that my brain doesn't go. You maybe did need to detain him, but I can understand also why you probably thought that he probably at the moment thought that was the best idea.
Decision to detain him, Medina resisted and attempted to flee, but his escape was, however, short-lived.
Get on the ground. Step it up.
That guy took him down with some force. Jesus. I'm gonna try hiring that guy. That guy grabbed him up by the upper and said, fuck you, you're going down. That guy drove him down. Right on that guy. The guy in the white shirt. This guy right here. This guy right here fucking drove his ass down.
Thanks, guys.
Luckily, a bystander who had watched the incident unfold
That was done. That was done with some force right on that guy.
intervened and helped put Medina in handcuffs. Medina was later taken to a hospital where a blood test showed that he tested positive for methamphetamine. He was subsequently charged with a felony count of disarming a police officer and misdemeanor counts of interference with an arresting officer, failure to stop at the command of law enforcement, assault on a peace officer in uniform, and possession or use of a controlled substance.
Okay, hold on. Let me run down here. Let me run down here. Okay, all these make sense now. I was kind of concerned on this one, but I guess he did literally attempt to grab the guy's gun, so never mind, that kind of makes sense. Interference with an arrested officer is an interesting way to word it. He did resist arrest, I guess, is the technical way to put it. He did fail to stop because the guy ran. Assault on the peace officer, he did technically try to fight the officer. And then he was on methamphetamine, yeah. So everything makes sense there, yeah.
but civilians helping officers take down suspects.
I'm telling you though, the guy who tried to took him down, you might want to talk to him. He could be a good police officer. He definitely speed and knows how to tackle a guy.
Doesn't end here.
So I just ran behind him, tackled him down.
This is 26-year-old Devin, who on January 25th.
Oh god, that was bad audio. Okay, my man, you should have muted the news. You should have muted the news thing. That sound is atrocious. Why is that not muted? Why did you keep that going? Now I have two audios and they sound terrible.
2022 was driving home.
Should have muted that part.
When he spotted the end of a pursuit between the police and a suspect who had stolen a truck and refused to stop when officers tried to pull him over.
Precinct 4 constable deputies say this all began when the suspect was spotted driving a stolen truck on the Beltway. They tried to pull him over, but they say he took off. The pursuit winding up and down the Beltway.
I just saw the road thing like it was fucking Google Maps, just the way it was going.
Near Fairbanks and in and out of neighborhoods before finally ending behind this industrial complex. But that suspect took off on foot, climbing a fence, and that's when the 26-year-old says his instincts kicked in.
Devin watched as the suspect got over a security fence and started running down and immediately decided to do the unthinkable.
Sprinting after
And no
the
bitch,
suspect,
yo,
he
man,
lost
look at the
both of
speed,
his
look at the
shoes and with a
speed,
big
look at
bear
the speed.
hug.
He's
I
gonna
was thinking
fuck
about
yourself.
the moment, make sure I have all his hands real tight, because I didn't know he had something in his pocket.
The barefooted suspect was taken down.
Look, this is why, see, when I do these officers' body cam, I always judge on their stamina. This boy ran with some speed. This guy determined to get his
instincts kicked in.
Devin watched as the suspect got over a security fence and started running down and immediately decided to do the unthinkable.
Watch the speed. This man's got some speed
Sprinting
as
after
he
the
runs.
suspect, he lost both of his.
This is a guy who has speed. This guy's lightly jogging. This guy's full on booking it with all of his speed. This guy was going to catch him way before an officer would.
His shoes
He
and
said,
with a big bear hug.
I was thinking about in the moment, make sure I have all his hands real tight, because I didn't know he had something in his pocket.
The barefooted suspect was taken down.
The chase ended when the former track athlete gave the suspect.
Oh, that's why he... That's why he runs his speed. Man's a track star. Man has speed naturally. He just runs full force. And he... I mean, if there's a guy, again, there's a guy you want as an officer, as a fucking track star, right? Former track star, if he turned police officer, gotta be able to fucking speed. You wouldn't be... No guy would even tempt to run. He'd be like, once they realize he's a track star, he's like, nah, fuck that, I'm gonna just give up. He gonna catch me with these. This guy ran full force to go grab them.
Who appeared to be losing steam, a big bear hug, and held him.
But this is my thing also. The guy has instincts. I know it should be weird for me, Samaritans, be saying you should try hiring him. But I've always done that to two. The other ones were just guys. These two, the last one was a guy who knew how to fucking take a guy down, knew when to work. This guy had an instinct to know when to get involved, and with speed was able to catch the guy.
Until authorities caught up and took him into custody. I currently don't have information on what charges the suspect faced, but subscribe, and I'll be sure to let you know when I do. However, if you thought civilians helping police officers ends here, you're wrong.
Thankfully, the woman never intervened, but this Good Samaritan did.
On February 2nd, 2022, 31-year-old Gilbert Antonio Villalba, who had an outstanding felony warrant, was pulled over by authorities after they recognized him behind the wheel of his vehicle near the Home Depot on South Harbor Boulevard. As soon as Gilbert came to a stop, he exited on foot and began to run.
316, he's running through the Home Depot lot.
This video was taken Wednesday in a Home Depot parking lot in La Habra after a Brea police officer tried to pull over a driver for a traffic violation. When the ex-football player cop eventually caught up to the running driver, things quickly escalated.
Telling you, there's certain an athlete as a cop is not a bad idea. Football guy chasing down a football guy knows how to keep speed. Football guy knows how to tackle a fucker. Football guy knows what the hell he's doing as a cop.
Gilbert eventually returned to his vehicle, where the officer caught up with him and pulled him to the ground. During the process, Gilbert repeatedly attempted to grab the officer's weapon from its holster and subsequently asked his girlfriend to grab the officer's. However, he wasn't going to have his way.
He even asked this woman who was in the car with him to help him get the officer's gun. Thankfully, the woman never intervened, but this Good Samaritan did, and now Brea police want to know who he is.
Fortunately, a Good Samaritan
Oh my god, so the guy got in, hoped to get arrested, tapped the thing, went up on his way. The officers never caught his name, never got nothing from him.
joined the fray to intervene and assist in subduing Gilbert before other units arrived and took him into custody. He was later charged with 1 felony count each for attempted firearm removal from a peace officer, battery on a peace officer, and resisting, deterring an executive officer.
I just love it's resistant and deterring an executive officer. Resisted and resisted. He didn't just resist it once, he resisted and resisted. That's what he did. That's how bad he resisted.
But it's not just civilians who go out of their way to help cops, as is the case with Jamal Rutledge. 17-year-old Jamal Rutledge, who in September 2015 was arrested by Fort Lauderdale police on suspicion of violating his probation. However, as Officer Franklin Folks was filling out Jamal's paperwork, something very unfortunate happened. Suddenly, Officer Franklin fell sideways off his stool. However, that was when the juvenile decided to do what no one would expect a prisoner to do. With his hands cuffed firmly behind his back, the quick-thinking Jamal began yelling and kicking one of the security doors, attracting the attention of other officers. Officers then called emergency services, who transported him to Broward Health Medical Center for life-saving surgery. In the end, the officers and Jamal, who was on probation at the time for burglary and criminal mischief, were publicly recognized at a ceremony. But civilians who helped police...
That's the thing, right? See, everyone thought every criminal would take escape. His main concern there was just like, he's like, look, I'm arrested and that. Officer claps, he's like, okay, I gotta make sure this officer... He'd be like, I'll even risk going to... I'm going to jail still. I'm kicking this... I'm making sure this officer gets medical attention.
Officers don't end here. It gets even better.
Definitely give some credit to the DOT driver. He was out of his truck over the barrier pretty fast.
In September 2021, a man was running on I-94 downtown in Minneapolis when he was spotted by the state trooper. But instead of the man to stop and explain what his problem was, he kept on going and eventually did something very stupid.
Running down the freeway, but he's not gonna leave his shoes behind. He's got his shoes with him.
Gotta get the shoes.
Wow, there he goes. So he goes right over the barrier. Trooper's in pursuit. He's watching, looking. I mean, he was planning on going across there. And he looks away for a moment, and Trooper takes his opportunity.
As soon as the trooper got out of his car, he was quickly followed by someone who you would least expect.
Definitely give some credit to the DOT driver. He was out of his truck, over the barrier pretty fast, and they don't get paid to do that. Keep that in mind.
Surprisingly, a DOT driver who was responding to the officer also got out of his truck, and together they took the man into custody. But Tim Ratcliffe's case gets even better. This is Tim Ratcliffe, a local business owner who in August 2022 witnessed a homeless man walk into his establishment and do the unthinkable. Out of nowhere, the man punched an elderly man having...
Oh, hold on. There's one you're missing. There's one, unless it's the guy this isn't the case though. I want the one with the old man. Do you know what I'm talking? The one where an old man is sitting there and a guy's running, and the guy sticks his leg out, and the man trips over his leg and fucking face plants into the ground. I want that one because that's my favorite case. That old man I know just sticks his leg out, the guy running up, he trips over it. Fucking amazing. Where's that video? That's amazing.
Lunch before swiping his phone and wallet. What's even more surprising is the man thought he could get away, but that was not going to happen. After taking down the suspect, Ratcliffe held onto him for 9 minutes until the police arrived and he was arrested. If you enjoyed this video,
ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this reaction video. Let me know what you think of these cases of Good Samaritans help police in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. I'll see y'all